Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dimitri Johnson, and you're listening to MMA Latest News.com.
It's time to roll, baby.
Hello everyone, welcome back to MMA Latest. We're back with a brand new top 5, and it is the top 5 fights of 2020. Now, of course, we had a fantastic 2019, but it's time to look into the new year and see the biggest fights and the most anticipated fights of the year so far. At number 5 is Nunes versus Shevchenko 3. Now, it's not very often a trilogy fight has such a demand when the previous two fights went the same way. Of course, Amanda Nunes won both fights previously, but there is some controversy and some belief that Valentina Shevchenko was robbed at the previous attempt, and many thought she had won that one. So there is still somewhat of a reason to have this fight. Can she get the better of the champion now? But when that fight happened, Valentina Shevchenko wasn't champion. Now she's coming to this flyweight champion. Of course, we have very much got this champ phase continuing through the UFC now. She can come up to Amanda Nunes now, who doesn't really have much of a challenge at bantamweight or featherweight, as she is still the champ, of course. So Valentina Shevchenko is very much in the driving seat. Those two probably had the closest fight in recent memory for Amanda Nunes. You know, there's only really Aspen Ladd, who's next in line at bantamweight with the loss to Jermaine Durandame. The featherweight division is absolute tatters. Probably Felicia Spencer, should she get a win, is probably next in line at a title shot for featherweight, but that's 6-7 months away, and I don't imagine Amanda Nunes to be out that long. Now, Shevchenko has got Chick Hagen, of course, so this fight probably towards the July, August time of year. Maybe on International Fight Week we get that as a trilogy fight, perhaps in the co-main event. But it's one that's still interesting for me to see personally. I think this one is definitely a fight for 2020. At number 4 is the return of Triple C, probably now Double C now, as he's relinquished the flyweight title. It is Henry Cejudo versus Peter Yan. Now, Peter Yan has blown away the bantamweight division with his power. He's got a few decisions, and of course, back at UFC 245, he absolutely obliterated Uriah Faber, got the TKO win, and he's probably number 1 for the title now. It's between him, Aljamain Sterling, and Corey Sandhagen. Now, Sterling's probably just ahead of him, but Peter Yan is going to be something special and someone to look out for in 2020. Now, Triple C is coming back from his injury. He had a fantastic 2019. He was one of our fighters of the year, but he needs a good challenger. Now, he's been calling out the likes of Dominic Cruz, he's been calling out Cody Garbrandt, and of course, Jose Aldo, who lost his recent fight to Marlon Moraes. So, Petr Yan is probably my favourite to face Cejudo next, and it's going to be some hell of a first title defence for Henry Cejudo. And I think this could be one of the biggest fights of the year. We've got a wrestler versus a striker, a very good striker, and we know the wrestling credentials that Henry Cejudo has. So it's whether can he take it to the floor. Can he, he's got a TKO win over Marlon Moraes, for Christ's sake, so he definitely could do some damage to Petr Yan, but I think that's probably the fight in the bantamweight division that I'm looking most forward to this year. Now, number 3 on our list is Khabib Nurmaomedov versus Tony Ferguson. Now, this is the only one on this list which has actually been confirmed already, but this fight is always taken away from us by the MMA gods. I don't know what we have done to have this fight scheduled 5 times, it's fallen through 4 times beforehand. And for some reason, we believe that it's okay to go pull it back on in Brooklyn. Now, of course, UFC 223 was going to be this fight. It was going to be Khabib Nurmaomedov versus Tony Ferguson for the Undisputed Championship. But, of course, we saw the injury to Tony Ferguson, which caused him to lose the interim title. And now he can get some redemption. He's not lost a fight since 2012, I believe. Of course, Khabib is undefeated. But I don't believe this fight is going to happen until we've seen both of them inside the cage. So let's hope and pray that 2020 is the year that we see Khabib Nurmaomedov versus Tony Ferguson, because oh my god, what a fight. We've got arguably the best wrestler MMA's ever seen versus someone who likes to be taken down, likes to do damage off his back with his elbows. So what an absolute scrap that's going to be, and potentially set up a title fight with Justin Gaethje or Conor McGregor should he beat Donald Cerrone at UFC 246, of course. Now, at number 2 is John Jones versus Israel Adesanya. Now, Adesanya has absolutely blown away the middleweight division, and he's next thrown targets at John Jones. Now, of course, John Jones hasn't had the most thrilling year. He's become somewhat the boring fighter with a lack of competition in the light heavyweight division. Many tune in now to see him either dismantle his opposition or hoping to see an upset. But, the past 18 months for him, other than maybe the Gustin 2 fight, he's not looked on top of his game. He doesn't look like he's enjoying it. It looks like he's going through the motions and through the gears. Now, Israel Adesanya, he's rose up to probably being the most favoured fighter to watch, other than maybe Jorge Masvidal, of course. and Conor McGregor when he returns. But I think Adesanya has got something on him and something within him now. Of course, he's a 185-pounder. He's in the middleweight division, which is 20 pounds lighter than Jon Jones. So it does say, again, it shows the weakness of that light heavyweight division at the moment. And the upsets that we had with the likes of Johnny Walker, Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold all failing up there. And it really shows that, you know, when Jon Jones' biggest threat is coming from a middleweight in Israel Adesanya, although he is a very talented one, it does say a lot about the division, but it's a fight I'm looking forward to. Now, Israel Adesanya came out and said this is going to be happening in 2021, but I can see this probably headlining an MSG card. That would be fantastic, where Israel Adesanya obviously fought Derek Brunson at MSG. I think he could headline this card against Jon Jones, and it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Jon Jones is fantastic with his distance, handling distance, as is Israel Adesanya, of course, but Jon Jones does have somewhat of a better ground game. He's got a better jiu-jitsu game with him as well, so it'd be interesting. Does he take Israel Adesanya down, who would probably come into this fight lighter, as he's come into most of his middleweight fights underweight? So it'd be interesting, but again, it's probably one of the most exciting fights that I'm looking forward to seeing in 2020. Now, of course, at number one, it's McGregor versus Masvidal. Now, of course, this means McGregor has to get through Donald Cerrone at UFC 246 next week, but should he do that, I think he's got all sights set on Gamebred in the 170-pound division. This is especially after Dana White said that Conor McGregor is too small to be fighting Jorge Masvidal at 170. And really, Masvidal's taken the limelight off of McGregor in this past year. We've probably not seen someone have as good a 12 months as Masvidal had since Conor McGregor had that 12 months where he became the featherweight title and finished it with becoming a champ, of course. So I think McGregor is somewhat, almost not like a spoiled kid. He's looking at him going, I want that limelight back. I want to get what I left here really in the UFC in terms of being the biggest fighter on the roster. Now, of course, McGregor is planning to have a 3-fight year. He looks like he wants to be coming back to his best. Coach Kavanaugh said he's looking better than ever. It could be a big year and a big 2020 for Conor McGregor. But Masvidal is probably the biggest fighter of the year so far. He was fighter for 2019, of course. And, you know, the absolute theatre that these two guys would put on in the pre-fight, I think there'd be some respect there towards them both as well. They both achieved a lot, of course. We've got the BMF belt now under Masvidal's regime. One, of course. I wouldn't want to see the BMF belt up on the line for it. I don't want to see that as a thing where we're seeing BMF belts passed around. That's too much pro wrestling for me. But I think Masvidal versus Conor McGregor is such a fight. Both have lightweight fights under their belts. Both have stints at welterweight. It seems like Conor McGregor sees his future at welterweight, although he does want that rematch with Khabib. I don't really know what's happening there. I don't think it's for him yet. I think if he beats Cerrone, he then looks at Masvidal and perhaps a welterweight title fight at the end of the year. Who knows? He's throwing some shots at Usman. Usman's throwing some fire back. But the biggest fight of 2020 that I want to see is Masvidal versus Conor McGregor. Now, of course, let us know the biggest fights you want to see this year in the comments below. What would be your favourite? Maybe Romero versus Adesanya, Adesanya versus Teal. There's some absolute killers in the middleweight division at the moment. We've got the possibility of Covington versus Masvidal after their spat earlier and throughout the whole of last year, of course. So let us know who you want to see fight in 2020. Make sure to leave this video a like, subscribe to MMA Latest, and we will see you on the next video.